Hello mates, so welcome to the Baron Reviews with me, the Baron. It's update time and it's past September 12th. You're probably asking yourself, why isn't update 7 updating itself on my Steam? The answer is, it is out right now, but it's in beta. And why is it in beta, you might ask? Because this was only supposed to be the SDK map update, but in classic fashion, Cosby has crammed a big bunch of surprise features into this, and this made it way bigger of an update than it was supposed to be, but that means there's bugs. And so he didn't want to release the update riddled with bugs, without bug testing or without stomping the bugs first, but he also didn't want to delay the update, so that's why it's going to be an open beta. So what that means is, if you want bugs, you can opt into the beta, and I'll put the special code to access that beta. I'll put it in the description of this video below. It's also going to be on Discord. And then the other big thing about it is, don't play this update if you want mods, because there were some changes to the SDK, and what it is going to do is it's going to make your mods not work until the modders update their mods. The trade-off for it though is, because of the changes in the SDK, there should be a performance boost. So that's the trade-off there. Now, it's all about custom maps, but we're not going to talk about that right now. I'm going to show you guys everything else. The first thing is these snazzy new hands. If this doesn't look different to you, check out my old videos and see how rubbish the player model looked. The player model now looks really goddamn nice. It's part of the new HD overhaul of all the characters. So the first step is player. Now you'll see I have little greaves on my... Is my camera set up okay? You'll see I have little greave kind of things on my hands. This will not stop armor. This is just the naked player, so to speak. And armor isn't yet implemented in the game, but one day, this armor would do something. But it looks amazing in-game in VR. It looks really good when you're making your character creator. You're going to see how much better it looks. The NPCs do not have an overhaul yet, but that was part of the thing I was talking about a couple of weeks ago on Discord, where Cosby has hired some extra people onto the team. The ultimate goal is getting custom-made NPCs, much better looking characters, new beards, new hair, new animations, everything be custom and not Unity assets, which would be just incredible. So that's like the long-term goal. So actually in this video, you're going to see a lot of things are foundations for big things coming. So like this HD overhaul of the player character. This is part of the whole graphics update. Here's a little thing I'll show you real quick. Just knock it away. Climbing up here. Punch spacebar. I punched the jump button. I was playing Dark Souls last night. Space is jump. You can just climb up now. Thank you, Cosby. That was a big thing. It was driving all of us goddamn nuts. Whoop. Oh, fuck. Do a little climbing up here. Oh, hand looked a bit janky there. Wonder, can you jump off walls? Is that a thing? Oh, you kind of can. So, weapon time. What has changed in weapons? The answer is goddamn nearly everything. Check it out. These are all the new or remodeled weapons. Well, I should say remodeled weapons. They're not new weapons. So, you might be seeing a couple of classics here, but they look weird, right? Dagger. This is the dagger now. Probably asking what the hell, right? This is the axe. The good old-fashioned axe. It's a little baby guy now, right? Got short sword, which I guess used to be the broadsword. This sword, I think it's what's it called in the book actually? It looks a little bit like a kind of Rohan sword to me. Antique sword. Fair enough. Looks cool though. The mace overhaul, the trench mace. And then you got your normal shield, as it used to be called. And now it's called a round shield, and your buckler. Both have kind of graphic updates. So what's going on, right? Especially the axe, like good old fashioned axe. What happened? Here's what's going on. This is step one of the big secret project that's going on. It's tied into the campaign mode or the progression mode, which is coming way down the line. These are tier 1. The idea is Cosby has been working on this in secret for a good while, and his blacksmiths, if you check the book, you'll now see names of people. These are the hidden people who are working in the game. They're working on a tiered system of weapons. So like this little dagger would be your tier 1 dagger. There's 4 tiers. Each tier, the weapon gets better. Now, I believe that the weapons, as they increase, weapons do have numerical damage. It's just not very obvious in this kind of game. So I believe the numerical values of the weapons will increase. But more importantly, and why it's so goddamn interesting for this kind of game, this is your tier 1 dagger, right? Tiny ass blade, not really any kind of hilt to speak of, that kind of thing. As the weapons go up the tier, they get more functional and more interesting. So, for example, this little baby axe you got here, this is just an example. Tier 2 might be bigger blade, grand. Tier 3 might be same thing, bigger blade, but maybe this is a little spike perhaps. So then it has a different kind of use, you know? Or the same thing with any weapon, like as you go down the tiers, you might get the hilt might change to a more functional thing. You might start getting spikes on parts, so they could be used in different ways. So only because it's Blade and Sorcery that this kind of shit would work, because not only you're not just getting hard numerical, like, oh, here's a bronze sword, here's the same sword but it's silver, here's the same sword but it's gold. You're actually getting functional increases on the weapon itself, on the actual asset itself, and that is cool. Let me see. Can't guarantee this, but I'm pretty sure I have some screenshots, and Cosby said I could share them, so I'll put them up on screen now, just to give you an idea of kind of like what I'm talking about, what tiered weapons would look like. But whatever I put up on screen right now, obviously not the final, not confirmed. This was just shared between Cosby and his model makers, and so no guarantees there. But anyway, that is what that is all about. So that's going to be super, super interesting. Now let's jump into the arena, and I'll give you a look what else is going on. So here's the big one. You go to pick your map. Dun, dun, dun. New kind of stuff here. So the first thing comes up is the game mode. Right now there's only sandbox. Eventually there will be also the progression mode or campaign mode. I kind of wonder if I should stop calling it campaign mode, because I wonder, does campaign suggests story, which is not the intent. It'll be more like a progression mode, kind of like Gorn, I suppose. But look, fee, price for entering the whatever it is, the competition, if you want to call it that. But this is only sandbox mode. Sandbox is a free mode, lets you fight waves of enemies you're choosing. All weapons are available. This would not be the case in the progression mode. No experience or reward. I'm going to chat about that in a second. And debug mode is available. Invincibility, so forth. So you can imagine in the progression mode, you're not going to have that. So we'll go to the arena. And I should also point out, custom maps are now a thing. So custom maps are supported by the official SDK. I believe those maps will pop up on that map, is what I believe. I think that's how it works. Also, by the way, there is obviously tons of stuff related to custom maps and SDK from modders in this update. I'm not going to go into it because I'm not a very technical guy, and I think what would be best is maybe I could just... We're not posting change logs, but what I can maybe do is take the snippets of the modders change log and I could post it in a private mod channel or something like that. Just so modders can see what they're dealing with and so forth. So anyway, arena. What was I going to say? This is what I was going to say. So tying into progression mod. Here we go. One of these little icons. Long has it been grayed out. Now you can click it. Update 7 has surprise introduced scores. I know a certain YouTuber who's going to be happy about this. Now it'll take note of the types of kills you do, and then it'll give you a little score here, show you how many kills you did wave you reached, how many hits you received, and that kind of stuff. Let's pop on. Oh, forgot what. Just sitting and thinking, I forgot this important weapon. And we have a push blade now. It does not retract before you ask. It's just a medieval style stab dagger. Let's just turn on some easy waves, knock a few heads, and then I'll show you how the score system works. Whoop. Oh, nice little dagger you got there, buddy. Whoop. Yeah. So just do like one more and then call it a day, and then check out the old scorebook. Oh, he's still left. Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you should do. Oh, I missed. That's okay though. Okay, we'll call that a day here. I will do one more. Piss off. Oh fuck, I can't believe he survived that. He's not dead, is he? Okay, I'm getting carried away. Hell, I said I wouldn't get carried away to myself. Let's close this down. Piss off. So you can see what kind of creature you've killed, how much XP honor you've gotten. You might be wondering what that's about. And then the style, how you killed a pierce kill, pierce the torso. I believe it also records decaps and stuff like that. I took 2 hits in that. Here's my experience. The experience would relate to, well, actually, here's the thing. I'm not sure if experience relates to gold. I'm not sure if experience is used to purchase items in the progression mode, or if gold is a different thing. That's to be decided. As I say, this is all just the foundation for stuff coming down the line. Now, a big one, honor. You may be wondering, I was saying to Cosby, maybe he should consider changing this to alignment rather than honor. But anyway, the idea is the game is logging how you kill enemies. So things like, now this is super, super interesting, because think about it. How many of those like Reddit threads have you seen people saying, are we the baddies? Now it's for you to decide. Killing guys on the ground, backstabbing guys, that kind of thing, versus disarming guys, letting them run away. It's all going to impact your honor rating. And the way the honor rating is, and I sure hope I'm allowed to talk about this, the way the honor rating works is, it's kind of like, did you ever play Knights of the Old Republic or Fable and stuff like that? Where depending on your alignment, your character kind of changes from like, you know, goody shining knight kind of thing to evil kind of thing. That's the gist. At least that's the gist now. Not confirmed, not 100% committed to it. But that is what Cosby has said he was kind of like aiming towards. Also not positive, exactly like how it's all going to tie into things like Knights of the Old Republic had a system where, well, if you were evil, you had access to these things. If you're good, you had access to these, you know, powers, these Jedi powers and stuff like that. It's not 100% sure if there's going to be anything like that in this game, since there is no like skills and stuff like that. I think it may just be aesthetic, but I can't guarantee it. Only reason I'm talking about it is because it's here in the book. People are going to ask about it. And as I say, this is just the foundation for things to come. So, the other thing to chat about today, I think this will be the last thing. Let's get this guy as a unwilling participant. I'll just stick him on his spike while we have an old chat. Excuse me. Oh. So, there's a whole slew of graphics options in here. Post-process is now a thing. You can do all sorts of crazy jazz here now. Like, you can turn on like an outline. You can make them look more like Borderlands if the game freaks you out like a little too realistic. You can make it look more cartoony. I hope you guys can see that in my desktop capture. But yeah, it looks super cartoony like Borderlands. You can turn on eye adaptation, which is a little weird. This is I don't know if I can really. Let me look at the sun for a second. And basically, it's like it's that kind of thing where, you know, if you're in a really bright place and then you go to a really dark place, the darks will brighten up. It can be a little weird, to be honest with you. But it's cool to have it as an option. Then you have brightness, contrast, vibrance. These are all kind of obvious things. Like you really ramp up the color. That's actually kind of cool. You know, I might even do that myself, actually, just so my videos look a little bit more colorful. Sharpen. This is very interesting to me. The game is by default on 1.0. Check this out. Like, I don't know if you can see it. I can see the fucking like little textures on his skin. It reminds me a little bit like sweet effects or reshade, if you guys have ever used that. Like I can see the dirt on that book. Now it's a little too much. Well, because I have it jacked up to the max, but it's pretty cool. I wonder if there's like a sweet spot. Like let me see if you guys can see that. 0. It's hard to do here. 100 or 14, whatever that equates to. 0. Pretty cool. Nice to have a little option, you know. Customize the game the way you like it. Bloom is also another one. Let's ramp this up and see what this looks like. Oh, I'm looking at my pointer. Oh, it's actually, it's not, well, it's pretty dramatic. Yeah, I was going to say it's not as dramatic as I thought, but it's pretty dramatic. Turn it off altogether. We'll turn it back up to 1. Not 100% how that's going to affect your performance. I seem to be okay at 90. But obviously I've no NPCs. I'm sure when you start adding NPCs to the mix, if you don't have a good computer, you're probably going to have a bad time. I think that is everything. I'm going to quickly X out because I have the memory of a goldfish. So I just double check the changelog. That is in fact it, guys. So I will leave it there for today. And as said, the code to access the beta, it's going to be on Discord, but I'll also put it in the video description below for my subs. That is it from the Baron. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, cheers.